Hello. In farming is a business. It's not just growing crops, seeing them grow, then harvesting them. Farming is a business like any other business. And in business, many businessmen or businesswomen, they have mastered the character of what we call learning the risk of the business and diversifying, doing many things in one enterprise in order to diversify the risk. The same thing should happen in farming. You're supposed to diversify the risk, and this can only be brought in by the so-called, if you are doing the crop production, you can do the so-called intercropping, or not relying on one crop. Because in most cases, if, like for example, you decide to do watermelon alone, and you find that the watermelon market is not very promising or is not very good, that means you may not make losses, but you won't make as big profit as the one you expected to make. So what do? You need to do to diversify what you're doing, or to do as many crops as possible in order now to make sure you are balancing everything and you are not taking a risk of monocropping, of which sometimes monocropping is very good, but it's good to do as many crops as possible. Like in my example, my main crop is usually watermelon, but I don't do watermelon alone. I do other crops, so that as I get what I'm getting from watermelon, I'm also getting what I'm getting from other crops. I also use them as crop rotation where I had grown watermelon previously, and also in order to make sure the soil is not deprived, or we are not exhausting the nutrient in the soil by monocropping. So today I'll be taking you through some of the crops that I do in my farm in order to make sure I have well diversified agribusiness, and I'm in a good business, and I am not taking risk in only one crop. I also do tomatoes, but not in large quantities, and it's because of diversification or spreading the risk. What you do in watermelon is not what you do in tomatoes. This season, tomatoes may be giving you good money, and watermelon is just returning the investment capital, or the watermelon is giving you less profit as compared to tomatoes. The tomatoes also may give you low capital, and watermelon may cover that. Now, those are the basics, or those are the reason to why you need to do crop diversification. You need to spread risk in different crops so that you can get it and you can be in a position to run a farm. A farm, most of the farms that are successful, it's either they have a special market and they do a monocropping, or they are dealing with different special market and they have different product. You don't need to do large tracts of land. You can do a quarter acre of tomatoes. You can do maybe 1 acre of watermelon. You can do other product, because like I told you, the profits margin are different, and one crop has a higher profit margin than the rest, and the profit margin is always brought in by the seasons. Because most farmers usually ask me, which is mostly the starting farmers, which is the best crop to start with, and sometimes I lack the answer, because I've seen people getting rich because of growing tomatoes. I've seen also people becoming poor because of growing tomatoes. I've seen farmers becoming rich of growing watermelon. I've seen people making a lot of losses in watermelon farming. So that's where diversification now comes in. If today watermelon may not be doing well, the tomatoes will leave something, and the land will not be empty. You'll have something, at least something, to run the farm in the next growing season. So diversification and spreading the risk is among the deals you're supposed to do. From tomatoes, I'll take you to the next crop that I do, in the name of diversifying, also making sure I have a continuous production and good market in my farm. I also do butternuts in large quantities. So the main two crops that I usually farm is the watermelon and butternut, plus other plants. And in my budgeting, in my calculations, butternuts are among the crops that needs less attention. They need less labor. Even the investment capital is less compared to other crops. And when it comes to returns, though the production is low as compared to watermelon, the tonnage is quite lower. Butternut usually fetches good money in the market. And the one thing I like about butternut is because butternut have a longer shelf life. If the market is not very good, you can sow your butternut and wait for up to 3 months and sell them. So this is among the best crop that I usually tell starter. If you're starting farming, if you're into farming, things are not working out like in tomatoes and in watermelon, run to this crop. It's one of the best crop that I've done. It's doing well. The management is very low, and I can tell farmers you can make good. Even if you specialize in this crop, you will make good money in this. But if you have a combination, or if you can be able to spread the risk like I'm telling you, you'll get good money. Because if the butternut is not selling well, you just store the butternut and sell the watermelon. What you get from watermelon, you continue farming with it as you wait for good market of butternut. If the watermelon is not doing well, maybe you have tomatoes, sell the tomatoes. They are fetching good money in the market and make good money out of it. One thing I've learned about crops, or one thing I've learned about the season, the patterns of the crop, you'll not find two crops in the same season selling at low prices. You never find that. You can find them two crops selling at high prices, but I've not met when tomatoes and watermelon and butternut, they are selling at low prices. It's either watermelon it's not selling well and butternut is high. Tomatoes are not selling well, watermelon is high. Tomatoes are high, watermelon is high, sometimes butternut is high, and now you make a big kill out of what you are doing. So having different crops is a big advantage. Though you can decide to do one that suits you, one that you are able to sell easily, but if you have to choose in between the crops that have been taking you through, if you have not yet made a choice, choose butternut. The reason why I'm doing these all crops, I wanted to show you, it's because of the spreading the risk and the diversification. But this is not limiting you to do monocropping or to do one crop. Like this is a section I'm doing capsicum, as you can see. This green capsicum, this green variety, this is what I'm doing for now. And on the edges, I have few lines of maize. As you can see, they are demarcating from this section to this one. I have a demarcation of maize. That's a very good kind of cropping or mixed cropping. And what I like for example, I'll give you a short history of what the management that I'm doing in this maize and in capsicum. Whatever I'm spraying, controlling pest in capsicum, I'm also using it to control maize. So there is no special attention that maize needs. The watering that is being done in capsicum also sprayed to maize is also used by maize. So there is no special attention when it comes to maize farming. So this is what I was talking about. This among the ventures and what makes farmers successful. And you think, why are they succeeding? Why am I doing this way and others are succeeding? Among them is diversifying. You may wonder, most of you think that Fred is a watermelon farmer, and sometimes watermelon is not doing very well in the market, but Fred is still making money. Why? Sometimes I don't show you this phase of the field, or I don't take you through this phase on the field, but I'll start training you on how to manage these and how to handle them. This just but the beginning. But for now, I wanted to take you through now the risk, what I do in the farm to make sure the risk are spread and I'm getting profit out of what I'm doing. Because, like for example, in production, or the timing that I'm timing for capsicum farming, I'm timing where I'll be harvesting on weekly basis. That means I will have cash on weekly basis. The money that I get from this capsicum farming can run the whole farm, or can run the rest of the farm, can run the butternut, can help me to grow the watermelon or the tomatoes. Because like for watermelon, I have to put everything in the soil until the final day I go to the market. Though there are less days, but if something goes wrong at the end of it, I'm going to lose a lot of money as compared to this. The good thing I also like about the capsicum is when the market is not good, it cannot be good, it cannot be bad for the whole month, baby. It's not good for this week. Next week, you'll be selling your capsicum at a very good price. And sometimes you can sell the whole season at a very good price. So, see yourself, make a decision, choose the crop that suits you. Don't forget to learn each and every skill of what each and every crops needs, because different crops needs different attentions and needs different approach for you to win. Failure to that, you won't be in business. You'll be a farmer just like any other farmer. And like I've always been telling you, this is business. And maize is always my favorite crop. And the reason why I like maize is because I use it as crop rotating, where I've done watermelon and or I've done tomatoes. This the plant that comes in now for crop rotation. And it's not just, I don't do maize for dry grains. I sell it as green maize. And yes, it's business, and I usually get something good out of it. I've seen farmers who have specialized in maize farming for green maize, and they usually make good money out of it. So you are not exempted from making money out of this. What you need is just be a serious farmer, make a plan, and you can choose it as your main crop. I use it in order to diversify my risk, and in order to make sure I get something that I can run, or I can even buy fertilizer with from here. But I've seen it, people making a lot of good money out of it. So you can decide, you can choose maize and still make good money out of maize farming. It has among the best deals ever. For those who have sold green maize can tell you that. And this is what I do as far as diversifying my risk are concerned. As far as crop rotation want to be done, this is what I usually do in my farm, and I've never lost any crop because of this. All the crop I do, I usually get good money out of them. So farmers, I hope this will be a good starting point. This will be a learning point for you what to do. Even if you choose a crop, you can also integrate other crops that you need to work with, and make sure you do a good market survey, because also that is very key and something very good in agriculture and in agribusiness. That's what I had for you in this topic. And those who have not yet joined this channel, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. You can also suggest the next topic you'd like me to cover, so that we can always continue learning together. Bye.